Good morning. How you doing, Dan?
Doing good.
How you doing, audience out there? Welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann on this fine Monday morning.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yeah, we're excited to be here.
Are we?
We are.
Are we?
I know you are. You're excited. I don't know about being here, but you're.
We've had an exciting morning somewhat, I think. You know? Yeah. Always. Isn't it always a fun Monday?
Yeah, this is a very scatterbrain type of job we have.
Oh, that's probably a good word for it, Dan. That's probably appropriate. Anyway, we hope everyone had a grand weekend.
Yeah. I just want to know how everybody did with the time moving forward. We change our times the day before.
I do too, that evening.
Yeah, before all that.
And I try to go to bed like maybe at my normal, what would be my normal, you know? Mm-hmm. But, well, I had, my kid was going out of town, so he held us up a little bit with that. But that's fine. But still, I didn't get to go sleep when I wanted to.
Oh, you didn't? Oh.
No, but it's okay.
Yeah, I've been sleeping really good lately.
Did you sleep good after this?
Yeah, Kelly doesn't like to hear that because she's not sleeping very well lately.
Yeah. It happens. Well, I'm glad you've been sleeping well, Dan.
I'm sleeping good.
I don't really want to hear about it. No. Just kidding. I am kidding. Last night, I was telling Dan that I kept hearing, it was like a chime, like either on a phone or Richard's Apple Watch. Something was chiming.
Yeah.
And it would chime, and then there would be this period of silence. And so it woke me up, and then it would chime again, and then I'd try to go back to sleep. Thinking, and then finally you get to the point. Finally, you get to the point where you're like, you just sit there and wait for it to chime.
Yeah, right.
And you're not going back to sleep. Well, it was 4:00 in the morning.
What was it? Do you know?
I don't know, but I went over and clicked on every freaking device the man had on his bedside table, and finally it quit.
And it didn't bother him at all.
Evidently not. He had no idea.
Yeah. Do you ever have other than that, do you ever have strange noises in your house that you cannot track down?
Yes, and it's a little concerning.
Do you know what it is?
No.
I mean, what is it? What does it sound like?
Like a hum sometimes, or it sounds like electrical equipment, something, you know, like a motor almost, but it's not.
Okay.
Just a hum.
Yeah.
Maybe it's in my head.
Kelly's mom the other day, she came in and she said, "I'm hearing a radio, but it sounds like it's far away."
Huh.
And she says, it sounds like a radio voice, like someone is broadcasting.
Wow.
You know, not just like somebody talking.
Right.
But a broadcast voice. And I go, you know what? I've heard that too.
What is it?
And then Kelly says, I've heard that too. We don't know what it is.
Or where it's coming in through a speaker or something?
It's so subtle that everything has to be quiet to hear it.
There's something in your house.
Either that or, I had thought, that it was the neighbor doing something, but no, it's not. It's
could
it
come across Bluetooth? Could it somehow, you wonder, come through your device
like
somehow?
Alexa doing something?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, we'll be watching TV sometimes, and all of a sudden Alexa will come on, and it'll start explaining something, and you go,
I didn't ask you anything.
But it heard something on TV, I'm sure.
Oh.
And it probably said.
Do you ever get frustrated with Alexa?
Well, we changed her speech pattern the other day from American to English.
Oh, that would be quite fun.
Yeah, it's a little different.
I have a guy's voice in mine. Yeah.
Do you ever get mad at him?
Well, I do when I tell him distinctly what I want, and that's not what they do. And, we have several devices that are all, like I have Ann's group. So I have a device in my bedroom or bath. There's different places with them, and it's supposed to all come on at once. But she likes to unprogram herself and do weird things all on her own.
Oh, weird.
She does.
I
want to slap her around a little bit.
I went up to Alexa the other day, and she's on the kitchen cabinet.
She is.
Yeah, her little box.
One? Alexa?
Yeah, there's one outside, I think, but on the deck.
Okay.
Anyway, I went up and I said, Alexa, how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I'm doing just fine.
Isn't that creepy?
And then she went into an advertisement. Have you tried the new soap? And, she went into an advertisement. It's a very good product. You might want to try it. And I'm like, what? It was funny. Try that next time.
Do you ever say, Alexa, send me, tell me a joke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're bad dad jokes.
Oh, they're
pretty
bad. Yeah. Alexa needs to broaden her repertoire.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you have Alexa, I hope you have as much fun as we do with her, because sometimes I want to knock her cross-eyed.
People at home are saying, would you stop saying Alexa? Because
I hope everybody's Alexas are going off.
Alexa, put chocolate chips on my shopping list.
That's funny. If everybody goes to the store and goes, how in the world did those chocolate chips get on there? That'd be funny.
And sometimes I'll talk to her in another language. I'll say, Alexa,
Pig Latin?
what does
she say?
And she'll come back with something. She'll say that word is a blah, 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 or something,
Really?
She'll try to assimilate it into something that she understands.
Same thing as AI, right? Somewhat?
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of based on the same?
Yeah, based on the same algorithms, yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
Well, y'all can go to our Facebook page and tell us your experiences with Alexa.
Do that. You got to check out a new documentary that I've watched, and you can't be distracted by it.
Oh, I probably can't.
Yeah, it is so complicated. So the fingers of this thing are so complicated. You almost have to be in a binge mode to watch it. It's called American Conspiracy Theory: The Octopus Killings, or the Octopus Murders, or something like that.
Okay.
But it's a political thing. It's about the government back in the 80s or late 80s, 90s, and how all this, it's espionage, it's intrigue, it's drugs, it's all kinds of stuff.
What platform is that on? Netflix?
I think it's on Netflix.
Netflix?
Yeah, Netflix. The Octopus Murders, I think is what it's called.
You can probably go to documentaries, that tab, and find it. Interesting.
Check it out if you like documentaries. I love documentaries.
I do too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've been trying to watch a series for several weeks, and I just can't find one that's tripping my trigger.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's thousands of them out there to choose from.
Yeah, but they're all sometimes they're all the same, and some of them are just bad.
Yeah.
And
But we got good weather.
We do have beautiful weather, Dan. And speaking of the weather, sunny today with a high of 72, and then tonight clear with a low of 48. Tuesday sunny with a high of 78. Tuesday night clear with a low of 51. There are possible wind gusts every day, but that's kind of normal for March. Wednesday is sunny with a high of 77, and then Wednesday night a chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 a.m. Mostly cloudy with a low of 51, and the chance of precipitation is at 50%. And go ahead with Thursday.
And Thursday, high near 70 degrees.
No.
Yes, Thursday.
Wait, it's 80. Near 80. You said near 70.
I said 79.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed
Did I not say 70?
Well, you may have.
Okay, it's going to be close. It's really going to be close to 80 degrees on Thursday, just to make Ann happy. Thursday night, low 55, and then Friday, 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Sunday with a high near 77 degrees, breezy with winds maybe up to 35 miles per hour. Friday night, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms before 1 a.m. And then Saturday and Sunday looks like the median temperature is going to be around 65.
I have to throw in that 80s because, that's my jam.
Yeah? Well, you're leaving in a couple weeks, aren't you?
You darn tootin'
Counting it down, aren't you?
I'm beyond counting.
Okay. Well, be careful.
Okay.
Be careful.
I'm at the mercy of God, I guess, because I don't have any control over what happens on that plane.
Yeah.
Or how it goes, but we'll hope that everything goes fine.
Yep.
We'll talk more about that next week because I'll be all jamming ready to go.
Have we got a guest today?
We do have a guest, Rachael Winberry with Family Budget Inn. I reached out to her during the cold spells when Family Budget Inn was offering rooms for a very discounted price during that freezing cold weather. And she was more than happy to come and talk about, that community service.
Sure.
And how they've touched people and how people, anyway, just that whole process.
Oh, we don't need to talk to her then. She can go home.
I think that you're wrong. We're going to leave her. I mean, not leave her. We're going to have her in here. She's not paying any attention to you, Dan. She doesn't care right now.
All right.
She hears it. Okay, let's move on to ponder something. You
Okay.
want to? Yeah.
This
Hey,
week's topics to ponder are about truth. Truth.
truth.
Really hard to pin down. Truth.
These were,
Because your truth may not be my truth. Right?
yeah,
These are out there. You got to think hard on these.
you do, and I don't really have an answer probably for some of them. But
Okay. All right.
Let's try this.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
I'm going to do the first one.
Okay.
Is truth always objective, or can it be shaped by personal beliefs?
You want my opinion?
Yeah, what's your opinion?
It's always shaped by personal beliefs. Always. Because there are so many people that don't believe what you think, and you believe it's your truth.
Yeah, I don't
Even
know.
though, and facts and truths are two different things for me. Truth and facts are not the same.
Okay.
Because facts always out trumps truth. Because truth is an objective thing, or a subjective thing.
So how do, I guess, even what about in the court system is how I'm thinking. You
Yes.
know, how does that?
That's why people go to court, because they say, I'm telling the truth. And the other person says, no, I'm telling the truth.
But you have some total,
But the facts will make it right or wrong.
I mean, I'm going to agree. I mean, I think there's black and white, but if you add,
Yeah.
if there's black and white, and then you add all the different people's opinions and thought processes and their experiences, and that
Yeah.
colors the truth for them.
Well, for them. Yeah, that's the
For
key
them.
word, for them.
Right.
Yeah. It may not be black and white. And I think truth for a lot of people in a lot of situations are
It's on there.
colorblind or gray in some areas. Anyway,
Truth is not always objective. It can be shaped by personal. Well, that's what your wife said, and then Leslie King said the truth is the truth. But we all know people try to manipulate. So that's another viewpoint on that.
well, and you could be telling the truth, but you could be actually believing that it's the truth, but you know for sure that it's not,
True.
to get yourself out of whatever you're into.
That's not really a truth, is it?
Yeah, well, no, it's deception.
Right. It's all. You know, I think the more time has gone on, the more muddy all that has gotten. Maybe. That's my thought process. I don't know.
No. Anyway, it's something to think about.
It is something to think about. And
Yeah.
the graphic is up on the Around the Table Facebook page, so I invite you to go there and to give us your thoughts. There's like four answers on there already, so
Good.
people are engaging with it. But the question is truth always objective, or can it be shaped by personal beliefs? And please tune in every day for the topic to ponder, because
I thought you were
there's
gonna-
some thought-provoking ones for sure.
Thought you were
What?
going to say, turn in your reports before the end of the day, class.
Yes, please. Would you have your answers on my desk by 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
That means you better get down here quick. No. All right.
All right.
There's your topic to ponder for today. And we're going to do some history. I didn't tell you what there was.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Wow.
Would somebody please answer that?
Okay, 149 years ago today, Alexander Graham Bell sent his first successful voice transmission over a telephone when he shouted to his assistant, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want you." But if we had to listen to the following all day, or the previous, in an office, we might have second thoughts about all of that. Yeah. All right.
The prosecution at this time is not in possession of enough evidence to indict anyone as a co-conspirator in this case.
56 years ago today, James Earl Ray entered a guilty plea and was sentenced to 99 years in prison for the 1968 assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. A major question then was whether Ray had acted alone. The presiding judge, W. Preston Battle, said there was no evidence of a conspiracy. Ray recanted his confession shortly afterwards. With the unlikely help of the King family, he sought a trial to clear his name but died in prison in 1998 of liver disease.
Okay. The next one we can't play, but 52 years ago today, Pink Floyd released their album, The Dark Side of the Moon, in the U.S. through Capitol Records. The album would be released in the United Kingdom just 2 months later.
He just went up, chased the dog.
Okay. I want it off. I can't get it off, Dan.
Hit that black button there in the middle.
I did. It won't do it.
Hit go.
Federal regulators have shut down Silicon
fine.
Valley Bank and taken control of its deposits after the parent firm to the bank failed to raise additional equity in a bid to solve a liquidity shortfall. SVB for decades has been the bank of VC-funded tech startups, but over the past year, those firms have burned through piles of cash and deposits, while VC funding has collapsed, a catastrophic combination for the bank. Bank stocks have been rattled by SVB's failure, in particular those with heavy exposure to VC-funded startups.
Okay, this was 2 years ago today. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation seized the assets of Silicon Valley Bank, leaving many Silicon Valley workers and companies potentially locked out of their money in the second largest bank failure in history, behind only the failure of Washington Mutual in 2008. CBS News correspondent Jason Brooks had more.
Okay, I'm going to go back to number 4 just because it's here, but I'm afraid to touch it. So, 32 years ago today, abortion doctor David Gunn was murdered outside the clinic he worked in at Pensacola, Florida. A jury convicted Michael Griffin, who is serving a life in prison sentence for that. All right, let's see what comes up next, because I have no idea.
Tell your guys to put their guns down. The only gun you have to worry about is the one in your back.
Yeah, in your back. Today's a birthday cut. 85 years ago today, actor Chuck Norris was born. His roles include Walker, Texas Ranger.
And our next one, 78 years ago today, Tom Scholz, founder of the group Boston, was born. Scholz began writing songs while a graduate student at MIT. He built a studio, and demo tapes made their way into the group's 1976 debut album, including More Than a Feeling. Brad Delp provided vocals. Scholz played guitar and keyboards. And then the next one we can't play.
59 years ago today, singer Eddie Brickell was born from the album Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars. This is What I Am.
Why won't it let me just go? Sorry.
There's the rare occasion when the public can be engaged on a level beyond flash, if they have a sentimental bond with the product.
54 years ago today, actor John Hamm was born. He played ad executive Don Draper in Mad Men.
Okay.
You have to read the next.
And another birthday cut. 53 years ago today, rapper and producer Timbaland was born. He's a producer of #1 hit singles with artists like Justin Timberlake, Missy Elliott, and Jay-Z, Madonna, and Drake. He worked with OneRepublic on the song Apologize.
Okay. And 48 years ago today, singer Robin Thicke was born. He's now a judge on The Masked Singer, but he hit it big with the song Blurred Lines. And the last one is no audio.
No music on that one.
No.
No music today. 42 years ago today, singer Carrie Underwood was born. She rose to fame on American Idol, and which she is now a judge. And she had a hit called Before He Cheats. Oh, I love that song.
I dug my key into the sun. Yeah.
I thought that was the best.
That's a jamming song. Right?
Revenge. I would have loved to have written that song.
Wouldn't you, though?
Oh, my gosh, that's funny.
Okay, it's time to take our first break, and when we return, we will have Rachael Winberry from a Family Budget Inn in the studio and find out all the scoop with what happens there.
Okay.
We invite you to stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. And we have for our guest, Kimberly Rachael Winberry Case.
I know this girl.
So I hear you
My
do.
boys went to school with her, and she was
What?
she was awesome.
Okay.
She was hilarious.
I wasn't quite sure where he was going
I
with
didn't
that.
either. I was like, wait a minute, what?
So
Did you like
for,
that?
the,
Go ahead.
for the interview, do you want us to refer... What name do you want me to use for the
You
interview?
can use Kimberly
Kimberly.
Rachael.
Okay,
Honestly,
Kimberly Rachael.
Kimberly Rachael, because I'm from Arkansas, so we have to have 2 first names. It's totally fine.
Kimberly Rachael.
Yes.
You work with Family Budget.
I'm the business manager
Okay.
for the Family Budget Inn here in Arkansas. Yeah.
And you, I reached out to you when we had this really cold spells. Okay. And we noticed that Family Budget Inn was offering discounted room prices,
Yes.
and they had gotten donations from the community. And I thought, wow, not every place decided to do that, but Family Budget Inn. Why? What was
being where we're at, we, in an odd way, especially the last couple years, there was a lot of people that would come and ask us as a business to help them. And we have always worked with all of the local churches, the organizations, Sharing Care, Ozark Opportunities, all the different, House of Hope. So to know that there's so many homeless people out there that are not the ones that are always who you think. You see some of these folks every day. You see them at work.
and have no idea?
You don't realize they're sleeping in their car, or they're sleeping in a storage unit, or in an abandoned house.
Wow.
Or they have no power or electric, or water in their homes. And so we'd had such a rise in the last probably 4 to 5 months before. So
In the homeless situation?
yes, and literally people walking in saying, "We just got put out. Can we get a room?"
Wow.
And like that, yeah, it was just that, and there's children and everything else involved. So with that happening, the way the whole thing started is that time of the year, it is work crews, what we call work crews. These are people that are brought in to work on the roads, to build excavation teams, even the archaeologists that were helping with the Buffalo River control burn, So that's the bread and butter for this time of year. But what ended up happening was that first cold snap, January 4th, I offered some discounted rooms. Well, then January 9th was that when the snow was really supposed to hit. And all of my work crews were scheduled up. They were booked up till that Friday. Well, Thursday was the day it was supposed to happen. So Thursday morning, because they were out of Oklahoma and Texas, all of them got up to make a run home, to make a run for it, to try to beat the storm.
Gotcha.
So I literally looked up and had 20 vacancies
Oh, boy.
by 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, for $25, and it's literally how I started it. I was like, I went on Little Birdie and then our own Facebook page, and I was like, 4 rooms for $25 each. Get someone out of the cold if you know them, because they're in there. And within the hour. And it was.
Oh, really?
It was, and then I was like, okay. Then I was like, okay, well, I'll open a couple more. And then again, very soon. And then basically an hour later, I was like, well, I'll open 4 more. And then just one person would call and be like, I'll take care of it. Get them in there. And so it just started from there. And it did not stop until February 28th.
What I want to know is how. Now you managed the property. How did you present this to the owners?
Yeah.
Well, so the owners are amazing folks, Mr. and Mrs. Dick Burtley. They legally immigrated here from India. And they chose Harrison to be their home, unlike their other family members who went to larger cities.
Yeah.
Now, because of the cultural differences, and it's all, that is a difference.
Oh, sure it is.
The culture, the religion, and business, the way business is done. However, Mr. Dipp, through seeing how I worked with people, he come to realize, I'd managed businesses before for many years. And then, so he was able to see that, I had a communication, because there's communication barriers.
Oh, sure,
also.
Right.
And cultural.
Yes, and that's where people would take him in the wrong way sometimes. And so,
Because he's doing business like he would in India.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And we always joked, it's like, well, I speak hillbilly, so just I've got this Dip. Hold on. So.
And his last name is Dip?
His last name is Patel.
Patel. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he shortens his name. Trust me.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try. But they're the sweetest people, but it's the way that they're presented, that it seems because,
Sure.
At the same time, you get people that come in, that's just a different kind of business,
Yeah.
Sure.
So me and him talked about doing discounted rooms and, just different things. It was kind of a PR move, but also something to kind of, and then when this presented itself, and it's so funny because before he left, because this is the time of year they go to visit their children and family all over the world.
Okay.
All over the country, but they also go out of the country for a few days here and there.
Yeah.
And so we budgeted for this time. And it was so funny because he was like, Kimberly, just do it when I'm gone. Do it when I'm gone. That's literally, he's like, do it when I'm gone.
Oh,
because
no.
he knows himself well enough to know that would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because it's the way that he looks at business.
Sure.
He looks at it as the money not being brought in for a room instead of, however, because...
But on down the road.
Yes.
Down the road.
Oh, he's fine
it's
now.
Like,
yeah. Well, and of course he's still, again, language barriers, So it's difficult but we FaceTime at least 2 to 3 times a week. So it was never as if he didn't.
Right.
But it was the first couple times. He was like, "Why is there so many in my office?" Like, what is because I basically turned the office into the main center.
Yeah.
Everybody could come. Donations could be dropped off. Food. I keep the office open even now because we still do at this time have a few families in rooms that they're waiting for something to open up.
Sure.
This is a huge example of pay it forward.
Somewhat,
by our community. I mean, first of all, people found out that people needed this need, and they supplied that with financially and with food as well. But
amazing.
how did say I think of homeless sometimes as people who probably don't listen to the radio or don't, the word of mouth. How does that get?
Yeah.
How did they find out about
honestly,
this?
I kept it posted. My main source was Facebook.
So if they weren't on Facebook,
a little birdie, and then We Love Harrison, and then my own
word of mouth, I guess.
It
Yeah.
was,
Word of
and then
mouth.
all of a sudden, and literally that was I would have people walk in the middle of the night, and say, my aunt called me and told me that you guys might be able to help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's really how it just everything. And what was amazing is the donation side. I ended up with donations all the way from Colorado to Atlanta, Georgia. People calling in once they found out about a community that was coming together. Because a big thing I also did was I tried to stay transparent and up to date. At least every 2 to 3 to 4 days, I would always put a post listing, how many rooms, what because I didn't see it as what we as the family budget in was doing. It's what we as the community was doing.
Yeah.
And I always say you all. Because it was the community that was doing this.
Yeah.
I always considered us to just be the facilitators.
Right.
We had the opportunity to facilitate such a thing. Our community is always, there's so many family members and so many different folks here that want to help the homeless, but some of the organizations, if they're federally funded, everything's regulated. You can't just walk in and give $20.
Yeah, and a lot of people...
It has to be this type of a donation.
Right.
You can't just go to the grocery store and buy some food.
Yeah.
You have to order it from here or there. So it's very...
I gotcha.
And then a lot of it, you don't even know how much of that money is going to be going directly to the people in need.
That's another thing, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where, for a lot of folks to be able to just, and don't get me wrong, because these folks, they're private people. They're just like us. They've just had 1 or 2 bad setbacks that have caused a domino effect, really.
It could be us one day.
Very easily.
Yeah, and it's
People,
all this
so
is,
many folks are living paycheck to paycheck, y'all. And all it takes is one death, one medical emergency.
Sure. Yeah.
You lose your car.
Derail.
Yeah.
Completely derail.
Your
that.
car stops working, you're done
That's
for a
it.
while. And this is all temporary, and people that are giving should know that.
Yes.
Help the people that in temporary situations. Never it be a long-term thing. It's a short-term, I help you now, and then we'll figure out what to do tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
I don't know what the price of rooms are normally, but you were offering them at quite a discount.
Oh yeah,
I think.
so our basic standard queen room is $64.11. That's tax and everything, and then it goes up to a double queen, which is $75 per night. So, but we just set the rate at $25 because there was also some folks that could pay. but they couldn't pay anything more, but they could pay
Yeah.
$25. You know, that's something. And I mean, when it gets to 5 degrees, y'all, it's just, that's
no
just
one needs to be
dangerous.
out in the elements in
Yeah.
5 degrees, or your car, or
I would-
anything
you know,
else.
you see, even vehicles can't hold that.
Yeah.
And I think one of the worst nights I had, because we ended up, we started this at January 4th as I started offering some discounts as people would walk in. January 9th was when I announced it. And I did 9 weeks. We had, over 20 rooms nonstop till the end of February that were full of the homeless, of those in need,
Yeah.
13 nights were no vacancies at all.
Wow.
Well, that was when
Wow,
it was
that's
real
good.
cold. And the worst was that first night that it dipped into the single digits.
Yes.
I had parents, I had grown men calling, crying. I had a mother with 2 kids that literally showed up asking to sleep in my garage because it had kind of, like, there was a realization that if the police found them with the kids in
Oh,
the
yeah.
car,
That
That would
takes
take
the
not
kids
that
away.
the police are bad, it's just they have to serve and protect them. 5 degrees is 5 degrees.
Yeah.
So that fear, and it's, again, the word of mouth, it's insane how fast it goes.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I really got sticky with my rules. If I knew that you had a couch you could sleep on, go sleep on the couch. Because, I mean, I've only got so many rooms,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but it just, everybody worked together
Yeah.
so beautifully. And
Well,
it
you
just,
can only
so much
offer what you
pride.
can offer.
Yes.
I mean, this is the parameter. If you can fit in that square box, then
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, it started from the heart of
Yeah, it
wanting
sure
to help
did.
the community.
Yes. Well, I was born and raised here. I went to school here. I graduated here. My kids are born here. So this is my home,
And you want to help out people within your
absolutely.
home.
well, we're
Yes.
glad you got a very understanding owner.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people that maybe have grown up and raised here may not have said it was okay to do that.
Well, and that's funny you bring that up, Mr. Dan, because to be honest, a lot of people were, kind of critical of other businesses. And what you don't understand is you're putting your property on the line. By allowing this, you get. I mean, we did. We lost like 12 coffee pots. I don't know. They're not the high end.
You run
Keurigs,
the risk
but
of
you
that.
run the risk of what would be in a normal hotel scenario.
yeah.
So there is an expense. However, the other organizations and like United Methodist Church, Mr. Arthur Royston, he's
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's kind of the advocate for the homeless in the area. Many people don't realize that, but he's one of them. Miss Holly from Sharing Care, Miss Rebecca from House of Hope. They all kind of, they all called me and was like, "We have your back, Kimberly. Whatever you need, let us
Right.
know." And so, but that is, they would criticize the other businesses. It's like, you don't understand. You're letting people with no, background checks, this or
Right.
that, just go into,
Yeah.
And so I made some pretty hardcore rules. At 9 o'clock, everybody got quiet. We sell beds, showers, and warm and sleep here. That is our business.
It's not a place to party.
Yes, a lot of these folks, they were either related or they had known each other from other shelters
Yeah.
or different circumstances. So at 9 o'clock, none of that back and forth to the room. And I would just tell them, it's like, as females, it makes you look like you're prostitutes. As
Yep.
boys, you look like you're drug dealers. It looks
Well, good
trashy.
for
I
you.
don't want it on the property.
Good for you.
You know what?
I
You,
was
you,
just very hardcore about it. It's like, we're
That's
not
good.
putting up with that.
That's
I don't
good.
think
And
there's
then-
anything wrong with that.
Well, and then also there was the in and out traffic stopped. Because I would tell them, if you want to socialize, you go to their house.
Right.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't, there
Yeah.
shouldn't be a vehicle coming in and out.
It's not a free-for-all.
No, this is an apartment complex.
And if they've got a house, why are you not with them?
Exactly. And then it kind of cleared some of that
Yeah,
stuff
okay.
out.
All right.
And then, I know that the police department, you had these, they're not criminals. The thing is they would commit ridiculous crimes to get out of the cold when it's that cold like
Oh,
that.
I see. Yeah.
So by having
Okay.
a place that wasn't happening, so
They cut down on the crime rate, huh?
Well, and they kind of I'm not going to say they cut down on the crime rate, but I will say that they knew where everybody was.
Yeah.
In a weird way, and it was just
Okay.
kind of a safe setting, and it was good for the families. To I always tried to give them 2 to 3 days, because that first night they got a full belly, they could take a shower,
Yeah.
and they could go to bed knowing that tomorrow was going to be okay.
Yeah.
For
Right.
some of those folks, that's
Secure
just,
a little bit
yes,
of security.
Just even if it's just 24 hours,
Yeah.
tomorrow's going to be okay. I don't have to be scared about tomorrow.
So when it was all said and done, what's the owner say when he goes over the books and?
He's fine. He's excited.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because I mean, everybody that was involved, like like Mr. Arthur and all them, and I still have, because I was going to give the leftover donations and such to him, but the fact is, we're still helping people.
Well,
So,
Okay.
But at the same time, like with the towels, I have to replace towels. Because some folks don't know to use napkins instead of the white bath towels.
Right.
That it happens.
Gotcha,
It's
gotcha,
okay.
gotcha,
Whatever.
gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't.
No. Everybody was bringing pizza, and it's like, now think about that.
That's a mess
Yeah.
on your white towels.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we replaced some of those, and just little odds and ends. There was only, but I will always, I always say this: even people that pay full price for a room can destroy a room.
Right.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's just a chance.
And sometimes the person that pays $1,000 a night will ruin a room.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
So that's where it's like, and then you have the opposite. You have people that showed the utmost respect. You'd walk in and it's like, you don't have to clean this like this. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much. But it was really great.
Kimberly, Rachel,
Yes.
we want to we appreciate Family Budget Inn and
Yeah.
their mission to help the homeless or whoever in need.
that's a shiny spot for Harrison.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. And if it, just keep that in mind. Y'all will probably do this again.
Probably, yes. I went ahead and named it the $25 room program.
Okay.
And we still do help to a degree. Now, in March, we had to shut it off because we're a business.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We do run off of tourism and everything.
Right.
Spring break started.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
in the middle of deep
Right.
cleaning. But like I said, we do have a handful of families, and there's those that they left this in the same situation they came in. And that's okay because they're still alive.
Right.
And then there's those that really use the opportunity. They got jobs. They got apartments.
Sure.
They're they
And maybe
really-
next time the others will. Who knows? You never know.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank Kimberly Rachel Winberry Case for being on the show today and for filling us in on the whole mission that Family Budget
Yeah.
Inn and she had, and how much the community has appreciated that. And I know the people that stayed there were more than appreciative. And I want to thank you for coming on and sharing that with us.
Well, thank you
we
for
appreciate
having
it very
me.
much.
Yeah.
You betcha. We need to take a break, and when we come back, Dan's going to have some useless information for you. I don't know. Maybe some community stuff. We'll see. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Around the Table this fine Monday morning. Dan, are you making fun of me just a little?
No. I'm laughing with you.
No, you're making fun of me, but it's okay. At this very moment, because otherwise I'm going to smack you
slap me?
side of the head, buddy. All right, do we have some local stuff to talk about?
We do.
Let's do it.
Mimosas for Mom. Is that right? Mimosas?
This is all happening at, yes, this is at, we'll be at one of the farmers market things, I think.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Mock mimosas and maroons.
Macaroons?
Macaroons, yeah. So Saturday, May the 10th. This is a couple months away.
Yeah, we'll just kind of.
That's all right. We just want to let people know about it. It's going to be at the farmers market and our artisans market on the downtown square. May the 10th from 8 to 11.
And they're trying to, incorporate some different activities, I think, while the market's going on. And another one's Donuts for Dad. So they're honoring mimosas for Mom. And then Donuts for Dad will
donuts are pretty cheap.
Those are going to be in June. And these are all related to Mother's Day and Father's Day time frame. So that's another one just to keep on your radar, that in June you'll be able to do something special for the dads during the farmers market.
And then we'll probably get a representative in for the Arkansas Fiddlers Convention.
We do have one on the schedule.
On the schedule
well,
somewhere. Look
somewhere.
at you. It's going to be at the South Campus this year, North Arkansas College, March 27th through the 30th. And we'll give you more information about that. That's going to be an all-day event, probably.
Coming up March 15th at Mountain Home Baxter County Fairgrounds is the OCC County Fair Jammin' for Jesus. And that will be on Saturday, March 15th, again at the Baxter County Fairgrounds in Mountain Home from 10 to noon. And it's open to the public, and it just says celebrate what the Lord is doing in North Central Arkansas.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Camp Jack is looking for memorabilia collectibles from the military. If you have any military memorabilia just lying around, we'd love to see it and use it in our newly remodeled armory. We're interested in posters, uniforms, medals, books, and more. We can accept items on loan as well. Please email Callie.Monday, M-O-N-D-Y, at campjack.org. If you've got something kind of unusual, unique that you'd like to put on loan for a temporary basis, then let them know about it.
Yeah.
Callie, CALLI.MONDY, Callie Monday at campjack.org.
And also, the State of the City Community Breakfast will be on this coming Wednesday at 9 a.m. at City Hall. And it's sponsored by Black Hills Energy. Neighbors Mill and Bakery will be present, I guess, with the breakfast. And I guess you find out all the community of how the community's doing and get a catch up on that. And that's for, you can get rid of it, whatever.
Okay. Also, you did that one, Jam It for Jesus. There's a clay shoot happening, North Ark Challenge Clay Shoot. It's going to be Friday, April the 4th. Proceeds benefit the North Arkansas College Foundation. It's going to be at Bear Creek Ranch at 3130 East Highway 16 in Tilley, Arkansas. There'll be lunch served at 11 a.m. with competition to follow right after. They'll have side-by-sides there are welcome if you want to bring those. $500 to $200 for a two-person team. First and second and third prizes, long bird and rifle. They have sponsorships available. Contact them at 870-688-9016.
And before we take another break, I want to mention a save the date that came across our radar, and that is for Recovery Center of the Ozarks, which we've had them on a couple of times to talk. And on that is March 20th, 11:30 at Signature Bank Community Room. It will be a report to the community, and they will be sending out invitations. So stay tuned for that. It will be a luncheon and a live auction. We need to take our last break, so we'll do that. We'll be back. Invite you to stay with us on Around the Table.
Hi, Ann.
Hi, Dan. Welcome back to the end of our show today for this fine Monday.
How the mood changes during the break.
We're having
we're having a little technical problem with our emails and stuff, and it's a little frustrating.
We sit here for the 4 minutes going, I wonder who's on the show tomorrow, because we have no idea.
We don't know.
It'll be a surprise because we can't access our calendar.
Oh, boy.
But life goes on, and here we are. It's going to be a beautiful day anyway.
You think some people have trouble, but did you hear about this? Picture this.
What?
You're pregnant with your first time and excited about the first birth, and you do an ultrasound, and the tech says, "Ooh, the baby looks like it's going to be 10 pounds." And the doctor says, "No way. Not possible. This baby is going to be 8 pounds tops." Then you give birth to, by C-section, of course.
Of course.
And because your baby is 13 pounds and 4 ounces, that's what happened to Pamela Mann. Good news is that both mom and baby, Paris, are doing just fine. Almost 14 pounds.
I thought my 9.5 pounder was
big.
I can't. That's like a.
That's an understatement.
I mean, Paxton only weighs 15 pounds, and he's 5 months old. Dang.
Wow.
Yeah. So the latest measles death in New Mexico was an unvaccinated adult, and I guess I don't know if it's going to make its way through our society.
He was unvaccinated.
The New Mexico Department of Health said that an adult tested positive for measles after their death. They also say the individual was unvaccinated. They won't give a name, or of course I don't care. They did say that, I care, but I don't need their name. They did say that the person was never seen by a doctor despite being deathly ill. And there hasn't been a measles death in New Mexico in like 40 years. But I've read other places where measles are making a comeback, and I don't know if it's all with unvaccinated people or, is it like COVID where it came across the ocean?
You don't know.
Yeah, who knows? So I guess you need to think about that if that's if you have not been vaccinated for measles, or that's your personal decision, I reckon. Okay.
Hey, have you ever been on a job interview to get a job?
Yes.
You have to go in. You feel nervous, and you have to think on your feet. You got to answer correctly and say yes when you really
yes sir and no sir
when you really say, well, I really don't want to work on the weekend, but anyway, their hiring managers are using dirty tricks during the interviews.
Like what?
Dirty tricks.
What are dirty tricks?
Finding a job is stressful enough, so we don't need hiring managers rigging interviews by playing games. The latest is the wobbly chair test. Oh, boy. One big company in South Carolina cut one leg of the chair shorter than the other and made it wobble. They wanted to see if the participants would be bold enough to stop the interview and ask for a better chair. Now, look, if you're going to be a docile employee, you're not going to complain about the wobbly chair, right? I don't know that I would hire somebody if they kept asking for perfect working situations. Would you?
Probably not.
Anyway, another is the water test, where they see how fast or slow you drink water when it's offered.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird. This is all weird. Okay, I'm going to say that gives a whole new meaning to wobble, baby, wobble. Right?
What's today?
Excuse me. Today is National Napping Day. I guarantee that would be a good thing.
Not today, it would be.
National Mario Day. I guess we're talking about Nintendo's Mario Brothers, right?
Yep.
Here you go. Here's
Bagpipe Day.
Yeah.
All right.
How about a Bagpipe Day?
It's coming up. St.
International
Patrick's Day.
Day of Awesomeness.
Well, of course.
Celebrate your own awesomeness.
You're looking at me.
That's it. That was it. Harriet Tubman Day.
Okay.
And you can do that last one.
Dribble to Work Day. Show off your handles and dribble a ball.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Whatever. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow with mystery guests. You'll have to find out then. Bye.
Bye.